This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Ready? Okay. Good luck.
Please continue to submit your greetings and we'll be sure to read them throughout the show. Back to you, Sister Macy.
Welcome back to another episode of Explore Mountain State.
That's it for the weather
And
update.
moving on to our district news update.
Only here
on INCRadio Mountain States.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of our viewers and listeners worldwide. Welcome back to another episode of
INCRadio Mountain States.
We have a pretty background right here, and we're very excited because we're actually here together with our very own Mommy
In our
Mom.
studio, Mountain State Studio.
Yeah, so we're very glad. So
Loving it.
last week actually we had a lot of fun here. Just
Mhm.
going back, if you can just give us a little recap about our topic from last week.
Yeah, so last week we featured all our Christian Family Organization
Mhm.
district officers. We have,
Mhm.
officers from the Buklod organization, the married couples in the church, the Kadiwa or the Kabataang May Diwang Wagas.
And we actually
These are
learned
the-
that
yeah.
joke too.
Thank you,
Brother
Brother Brian,
Brian.
for sharing that. And then our binhi or the seedlings in the
Mhm.
church, baptized brethren till they reach 18, which
18.
then the time to, join the Kadiwa. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yes.
We featured all the district events we had since
Mhm.
January of this year,
Mhm.
and also planned activities,
future ones.
future ones,
which we are actually very excited about. Later on, we'll be sharing with you some of the activities that we've had and upcoming activities that we'll be having here in the District of Mountain State. So be sure to stay the whole show so you can be able to get updated and get to know what's up and coming here in the District of Mountain States. But I think before we move on with the rest of our show, I think we forgot to introduce myself too. I'm Sister Nikki Payumo, one of your hosts for today, and of course,
Sister Maylene Bernice from the local congregation of Las Vegas.
woohoo! And again, we're broadcasting live here in our studio here in Las Vegas. So shout out to the local congregation of Las Vegas. Thank you for having us here. But also for our live chat viewers, of course, we cannot forget you. You're the heart of our show as well. If you are joining us through YouTube, please do not forget to hit like, subscribe, and of course, join us in our live chat by putting in your hashtag local congregation. No matter where you are, all over the world, we'd love to know where you're coming from, and hopefully we can read your comments, even your shout outs as we go through our show.
Yes.
But other than that, we also have our director right here in the background. You'll see him later. Brother Ron
Ron,
Podley. You want to wave your
Surprise!
surprise? Yeah. That's the wonders of being in one area, right?
Yeah.
We can just like come in and out. But yes, other than that, just to talk a little bit about our topic, branching off of what we had last week. So this whole month, we're kind of like featuring the Christian family organizations, that's usually during May, we have a lot of activities, in relation to Christian family organizations or CFO. So for this week, we're actually going to be talking about leading by example. So last week we met our leaders, those are the different presidents from different organizations by the CFO. So now we're going to focus on one. And of course, we have another guest here.
Another leader.
Another leader, yes, from many things
Many,
actually.
yeah.
From one to the other.
Yeah.
So we see him here in the district, like all over, and we're very grateful for all the hard work
Yeah.
that he does for us.
Appreciate people.
Yes, of course. And of course, tomorrow there's going to be a big activity again that he will be the one that's leading it as well. So just to give a little bit of like spiel about our topic, leading by example. When you hear that, Mommy Mai, like what
Yeah.
comes to mind? Like as a parent, as an individual, how do you like kind of interpret that?
Yeah, for me, it reminds me of a lot of mentors and leaders that I had in the past that
Mm-hmm.
influenced me to be the person that I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Looking up to those, effective and impactful way on how to like lead people,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, they leave blueprints for me to
Yes.
follow. So yeah.
And also for you as a parent, that
Mhm.
leading by example doesn't only go by if you are a president of something, if you're a leader of something.
Exactly.
Even parenthood, you want to be
Mhm.
leading by example for your children as well, especially. So without further ado, our special guest for today is none other than our brother Ferdinand Tan. Hello,
Our
Poca
resident doctor,
Eh,
Ferdy.
resident guest.
Hello
Yes.
po, good afternoon, good morning to all the viewers of INC Radio Mountain States. Thank you for inviting me again po. And I like the word that you described to me, Sister Nikki, that I'm all over the place. Hopefully that our fellow brethren in the Mountain States will not get used to my face. And then I also like Sister Mylene that you mentioned about the leading by examples that you were influenced by your mentors, which totally describe what our topic for today, that is leading by example.
Yes,
Yes.
I do agree with that, And of course, we have a lot of leaders here as well.
Mhm.
You yourself are also leading, another radio show. We have our director right here. And then, of
And you
course,
as a choir member, you're an officer in the church too, like
yes,
leading,
in hymn singing, in
aspiring
the
choir
worship
members in the
services.
future too.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we will lead them by example. We will do our
Mhm.
very best. But again, leading by example, when we hear that, as for me, or in a general, manner, it's embodying the values, with work ethic and the behavior that you kind of want to see or kind of share with
Mhm.
others. It's about showing how to do something and not just by telling them, because you're leading by example, um when leaders consistently model integrity, accountability, and effort, they earn the trust of the ones that they're leading. And
Mhm.
naturally, of course, they inspire others to follow, and it's easier to just work as a team in general. So, with you, Brother Ferdy, today we're talking about that, leading by example. So, for you, you've been a leader for like different organizations as well, even with your profession, you're a doctor.
A
uh,
director.
a director. Oh, wow. There you go. Like another like big,
Mhm.
responsibility. How were you able to, lead by example and not just by like telling them what to do, but also showing them how to do some things? How are you able to lead the ones under you, Bob?
In conjunctions with what Sister Mylene mentioned a while ago, like she got some mentors. So what we wanted to inform our viewers that uh, all leaders, we are not born leaders. So by the times that we start, we don't have a, I mean, there may be some natural born leaders, but you have to really like learn all the skills, all the knowledge, all the informations, social skills, or all the things that you need in order to really lead. So when you have a good mentor, and basically you are already like on the right path, and getting a good mentor meaning like they are already leading you by example. So in conjunctions with that one, so you as a leader basically you have that obligations, not really like an obligations, but you wanted to continue that particular kind of trend or setting, that in order to train future leaders you have to lead by example. And in addition to that, of course, is that when you are one of the things that you as a leader you have to really accomplish multiple tasks, multiple in order to really succeed. Now if you are not being seen at the forefront of every things, and you are at the back, So and you are thinking yourself as a king, then you will not be able to accomplish things. So a leader is always at the forefront. A king is at the back. So we are not kings, we are leaders.
Love that. I
Yeah,
love
me
that,
too.
Sister Nikki.
Totally
Yeah,
agree.
and Brother Ferdy really embodies that.
Yes.
You can see him first in line,
Mm-hmm.
whether for scan, for CMDPS, for Bukloten. We saw him really,
And the list
first
goes
and
on.
last one to leave. Yeah,
Yes.
and it reminds me of the system of you tell me,
Mhm.
show me, and then you watch me.
Yes. Oh, I
That's,
love
yeah,
that.
I love that. It's my learning. It's what effective learning for me when it comes to following footstep of a leader too.
I love. I will use that as well. But I like what when Brother Freddie also said. We aren't, or most of us at least. There are people who are like natural born leaders, but his experience, he's not like a leader in the beginning, so he
Mhm.
had to learn all these stuff by having a mentor as well. But Brother Freddie, we want to talk a little bit more about you and kind of like, go back in time a little bit. I know it's not too far too far back. Um, when was your first time forward? There was a situation where you had to step up and lead others. Can you just share with us, po, if you have a story about that
Sure.
experience, po?
Discovering his
Sister
Yes.
Nikki, at the very beginning, like when I was really like busy working, basically on my work, I was doing multiple hospital rounds and then clinic work, those things. I never really become active in the church in the past. And then when there is a particular situations that one of the book club president in Las Vegas resigned, or more or less like uh, um, um, basically so they are looking for a president for Buklod during that time. This is way back like 10 years ago or something like that. So um, now, actually, initially, I was just planning to be a vice president. Yeah, so because there's another persons that he is already a president of Buklod in another state in California, and he's already here. And then I just say, oh, why don't you just get this person because he's already a president, and then I just assist him or something like that. But it turns out later on that he declined also the position, so I'm still like I become the vice president, president, something like that. So I would say that that's the first time that I really got involved into like stepping up. I would say that it's more like the beginning of the times that like I step up a little bit, but lo and behold, I got pulled completely. And so, well, like there's always a blessings in disguise on
Mhm.
things that you, although it's a minor decisions, you would like to be a vice only, and then you become later on a full president of the organization. So that's what had happened to me on Las Vegas way back then. But I don't have any really regret on that one. Same thing happened also to like way back when Mountain States are starting in 2017. Like it's a new district, and then I'm not really one of the oldest or really like the most experienced of all the book club president. I remember during that time, I'm the president of Las Vegas, and Brother Ellison Patio. He is and
Mhm.
always been a president of Henderson. So uh, I'm already like recommending. Oh, Brother Ellison should be the district book club president of Mountain States or something like that. So I'm already ready. Like, okay, he's gonna be the district book club president because we were like the our CFO coordinator during that time with the district, Brother Angel. He's still looking for a district book club president. So when we are like gathered in one time in the Las Vegas chapel, and then he gathered all the CFO officers or something like that, and then all of a sudden, Brother Ellison told me, I cannot be the book club president. Why, Brother Ellison? Oh, because he's being groomed for the for other position.
Mhm.
So I was actually leaving the chapel already, and then he pulled me out, and then
That's
he pulled me in. Brother Ferdy, so we don't have any district booklet president or something. so, so again, like I was pulled in on that position. So those are one of the things that, and that's it. History arrives, and I become the booklet president of district way back then in 2017. So what I realized during that time is that if I don't step up during that time, then nobody will step up. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I don't step up during that time, also that other we don't have that much talents during that time because we're just a new district or something. So and nobody really have that much experience I believe that I can do the job during that time. So what my thinking before is that if I'm if I don't step up and if I allow other people basically to become president, basically, which doesn't have that much experience also, then our district will suffer basically, Paul. And
Mm-hmm.
so and that's what my thinking. So I think I have made the right decision during that time, and then I'm so lucky that we have a lot of people who have helped me and assisted me during that particular situations. So
Yes.
that's the story of our district. So how I become district booklet president during that time.
Wow.
That's very relatable, Sister Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes necessity has to arise for you to hear the calling. And look at
Yes.
Brother Freddie now, like 8 years.
Yes,
8 years from then
I
to
know.
here, leading,
Still there. And not
Yeah.
just Buklod
Mm-hmm.
now. We have actually CMDPS right now,
Mm-hmm.
our Christian Medical, Dental, and Paramedical Society, of course, in
Yeah.
relation to his profession as well. He is also able to help within the church through his profession and leading other professionals within the medical field,
Exactly.
help out when we have activities, and also help all of our brethren to become knowledgeable in
Mhm.
certain diseases, how to
Yeah.
protect and keep ourselves healthy. So we are very lucky, Paul, to have that in our districts.
Even
Yes.
Brother Fred for this leadership, right?
Mm-hmm.
He brought like what I call this, like a necessity for other leaders to step up
Mm-hmm.
because he's transitioning to different offices, and now a lot of brethren are stepping up because he showed how it's done.
Mhm.
You know how it is, Sister Nikki, when you're inspired by someone who
Yes.
had that position,
Mm-hmm.
and then another necessity arises, and they have to like step up for
Step up.
another role, and it's easy for you to like to take it because you saw
How
know
it
how they
was
run,
done. Yes.
how it was done. So
Yes, I completely
yeah.
agree with that. And I think it kind of also goes with us being
Yeah.
producers as well.
Yeah, we know
We
nothing.
and actually being hosts as well. I'd never actually thought that I'd be up here, hosting for us,
Producing,
producing, doing all this, background work. And but we're very glad, that we have our mentors who are able to show us the ways, and now we're being able to share and put out a broadcast, every Saturday. If you didn't know, if you're in the District of Mountain States, we are actually producing all of our shows here every Saturday afternoon. So we appreciate when we see your names there in the comment section and all your special shout outs for us. Thank you so much for
They're
always supporting
inspiring.
us. Yes. Speaking of that,
Yeah.
actually, we have a couple of comments here in the live chat. We want to acknowledge them that we did not forget them. So
And
first,
we're live. This is not recorded. We
yes,
see you.
we're live. Yes. So just a quick peek in our live chat. We have our first commenter, Sister Norma Sanson, says, "Happy Saturday, Pop brothers and sisters." Hashtag SOV. We have our very own brother Juan Poblete saying, "Hello, good day, everyone. Thanks for joining us today." Our brother Mario Oka, good morning here in the Philippines,
Good
and
morning.
enjoy watching here on INC Radio Mountain States. Good morning po in the Philippines, brother Mario. We also have another comment from Sister Norma in relation to our topic discussion, leading by example. She said, leaders should always be humble, hashtag SLB. And we can surely like see
Mhm.
that from our leaders here within the district. You know, they're
Yeah.
very humble. They really help you out when you're in need in some certain things that you need. When helping out the brethren here. But going back to our comment section, we have Iger here. He says, shout out to everyone for Sister Reggie. Oh, Sister Reggie, Estanilia, hashtag SLV. Hello po, Sister Reggie.
Hello.
A new comment coming in as well. Sister Jemima Cancino, happy Saturday po,
That's our
hashtag
Kadiwa
Las
president.
Vegas.
Hello,
Oh, hello,
sis.
Sister Jemima. Again, thank you for everyone for joining us. Don't forget and don't hesitate if you have birthday greetings or special shout outs for your family and friends. Please do not hesitate to put them in our live comments and also join us in our topic discussion.
Yeah.
If you
Do you
have
have insights about our
any
topic?
experiences, you don't have to be a leader. If you have a mentor, you know, that you thought had like a good impact for
Mhm.
you, you know, by them leading you by example, then please feel free to share it with us there in the comments section.
Yeah.
So with that as well, I want to talk about a little bit about you actually, Sister Mylene. Not to put you on the spot, but if you didn't know, Sister Mylene is also one of producers, not only here on INCRadio Mountain States, but which radio show was it again?
It's the Next Level You. It's a
Yeah.
self-development show in the Philippines. We're trying to, inspire each other to pursue our 2.0 version. So
Oh,
that's
very
Monday
interesting.
till Friday. For us, it's 7 a.m. in the Philippines. We close the station.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
it's
okay.
from 10 o'clock to 11 p.m.
11
before, the preaching program and before INC Radio say goodbye on air. So yeah, and I just want to comment real quick about one of our sisters' comment about
Uh-huh.
leaders being humble.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you leading. You keep saying that I don't know anything. I don't even know what I'm doing sometimes, but I'm here. We're elected by our hearts and our
Mm-hmm.
our faith. So I think that's one guiding principle. That's why when Kaferdi was asked to lead,
Mm-hmm.
although he knows he doesn't have that skills or
Just
proper
yet.
yeah,
Yeah.
just do it out of your faith, out of
Mm-hmm.
your love. And I'm wondering, Brother Freddie, I know you started from there, but what kept you going? Because I know you experienced challenges
Yes,
along the
for
way, right?
sure. It'd been
Yeah.
hard to start it.
Mhm.
For sure he'll have mentors,
Hmm.
but actually being able to be the one speaking up in front of everybody, how were you able to overcome that part?
Yeah.
Uh, I am telling you, I'm a born introvert. So I think this job
We can tell.
speaking to a lot of people force you to become extrovert. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one, no doubt. And it made a good personal development on me, and in terms of trying to really acquire all those skills, to be a people friendly, to able to listen to all the things that are given to you, to take to listen to all sides if you are a leader, to balance you're going to be a mediator, you're going to be a follower also,
Mm-hmm.
and also you're going to be really like the one that are telling people, meaning like you're assigning tasks. You have all those different roles as a leader in order to really have a complete success in a job. So now in what makes me continue what I'm doing is that number one, no doubt, is that you always think that these are all for the glory of God,
Mhm.
especially for our offices inside the church. So that's number one. That as long, no matter what happens, basically all your efforts is towards the glory of God. So that's one. Number two, of course, is that when you are able to see the smile, the joy
Yeah,
of those
that's good.
brethren, especially in certain kind of activities. Like every now and then you see some brethren that you don't see quite often, and
Mm-hmm.
then in those kind of activities, and you see them coming, and then they feel joy, and then they feel like fulfilled. even some other officers, not really officers, but they are just regular members, and then they were able to help, and then they were able to feel fulfilled that they have something purposeful in their life, that they were able to help, especially in what we did a while ago, like the CFO cares, and then now you're going to be able to do that tomorrow, that you're able to help in your own little way. That those kind of feeling from the standpoint of us, the leaders, the organizers, the coordinators, that you are able to facilitate, you're able to help through as a arm of the church administrations, that all different kinds of members or officers were able to contribute towards that realizations of a certain goal, and that is to help, that is to provide care for our fellow mankind, and a help for our fellow brethren, basically. So all those joy basically will make you continue what you're doing.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
I
like that.
agree.
But we're intrinsically motivated, right?
Not
But
only
yeah,
motivating, but seeing all, like what brother Ferdy said, seeing their reactions
mhm,
after like a long day of, planning it
yeah,
out, maybe sometimes for them months or weeks,
mhm,
in just like one activity, for it to be successful and make sure we are putting what we want to put out there, for that specific
yeah,
activity, and seeing the smile on their faces, seeing how much appreciated they
yeah.
feel,
The impact,
Yes, exactly, the
maybe
impact in
instead
their
of,
lives.
spending it at home, watching TV, doom scrolling or whatever, like what
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Freddy said, they spend it purposefully,
Yes.
connecting with other brethren, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
making difference.
Yes, that all
Yeah.
makes it worth it.
Mhm.
And most especially, on top of that, they're able to perform their
Yeah.
duties inside the
And
church.
with you leading that, oh wow, that must
Yeah,
be a really,
a good feeling.
amazing feeling.
Yeah.
What about you, Sister Nikki? Any leaders in the past that you had that left that impact in you, that made you, make
There,
you
I can think
trust
of
more?
so many,
Mm-hmm.
but just an experience. Also, I could just relate it to just,
Mm-hmm.
going back to radio.
Yeah.
We really didn't expect for us to be producing as well, but
Yeah.
again, we are small in numbers, but
Mm-hmm.
we make it work. Of course, again,
Our
like,
hearts fill the gap, so
yes,
we're good.
like what brother Ferdy said, we step up
Mm-hmm.
if there needs to be that instance where you have to step up because something has to be done and done correctly, and of course this is our duty, so we
Mm-hmm.
take this seriously. We perform our duties, with all of our hearts. We love our duties. So when that time came where I had to, step up producing, I actually didn't mind.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mind, like, going through all like, the paperworks and stuff. I think I think for most of us too, because like when you hear radio, it's so intimidating. Like,
Yeah.
how am I gonna
A
keep?
public figure?
Yeah.
No way.
You're gonna be in front of a camera, these days, with radio, we are included with a camera right there. And of course, it's like a whole hour. So like you're gonna think, what am I gonna keep like talking about?
Yeah.
How am I gonna make all of our viewers or listeners engaged? Because some of the people who aren't on YouTube, they just get to listen to us.
Mm-hmm.
How can we be interesting? I think that's my main um concern. But as for one leader, is one of the main things that I always hear from the mentors that we
Mm-hmm.
have a lot, is just believe in yourself. You're not going to
Mm-hmm.
be put there um, if you don't have, the characteristics, the capabilities of doing it.
Yeah.
And again, it's also a blessing in disguise because through this, we get to meet a lot of people, sometimes even people that we didn't think were in the same district as us,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and for us, we were able to travel and meet all the other brethren who are also doing the same thing as us here on INC Radio. And for you, Sister Mylene, you're able to travel in the Philippines as well one
Yeah.
time and get to experience, the CEBSI awards,
Mhm.
right? So that was a very, highlight moment. One of the leaders that we have here. So again, just stepping up and making sure that your heart is in the right place as
Mhm.
well,
Yeah.
because it can be hard sometimes when you're not happy. You might be nervous, but as long as your heart is in the right place, God will always guide you
Yeah.
to the right path, making sure you're also giving that inspiration to the brethren as well. So,
Yeah, that's true. That's my advocate too, Ate Nikki.
mhm,
Like, I always make sure that I intentionally do whatever I'm required to do
mhm,
out of the purpose, not
mhm.
to get fame or, be
To show off,
acknowledged or,
yes.
get praises,
Mhm,
but more of, something larger than me, which is to give glory to our Almighty God, because we all know everything comes back, right?
mhm.
And everything comes from a heartfelt performance. That's where we are blessed, and that's why we
Mhm.
create these, duties. I'm not sure if
Yes.
how Ka Ferdy will deliver this, but yeah, when it comes to our duty, how do you differentiate po performing your duties in the church as
Mhm.
opposed to your role outside the church po?
Um, so far, thankfully, that I'm not really, I don't have that professions that have some kind of conflict with the doctrines that we have. I'm pretty sure that's going to be hard for like those military men or like those police that they are ready to put into action or something like that. You know what I mean, po? That
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
so I'm in the medical field, so I'm more on trying to save life. Of course, with the church, you're trying to save soul, basically, po. So it's more like in conjunctions, in line with each other, po. Um, Certainly, there are certain kind of issues or conflict that arise every now and then between the two. I don't need to really like uh, 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 tell you guys about those things, but of course we always uphold the teachings of the church instead of the one that we already know in the medical professions. Although we have responsibility as a I have a responsibility as a doctor also. I have a responsibility as a church member, those things. So there are certain situations po that I have to think about what will be my role here now. That what is my primary role? Is my primary role as a medical doctor, and then should I really um, push forward my belief or something like that po, or I should just be a medical doctor at that particular time. So those are the things that I always have in mind po, that like when the things arises po.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's huge. I
Right.
mean, yeah, saving lives and saving soul. I like that
Yeah.
role, Brother Freddy.
Goes both
Yeah,
ways.
it goes both ways, right?
Mhm.
That's
We have a
like
new
the
catchphrase
dream.
now, huh?
Yeah, the dream goal, the dream purpose of our lives, like that,
Hmm.
right, Sis
That's our
Nikki?
main purpose as well. That's why we keep sharing our faith.
Mm-hmm.
We keep having these humanitarian efforts to extend a helping hand and reach out to our community as well. Well, speaking of that,
Speaking
actually,
of,
speaking of that, we're actually going to be going to our What's Up Mountain States to get you updated for our previous and future activities here in the District of Mountain States.
What's up, Mountain States?
What is up, Mountain States? Last week, we had a huge activity here in the Nevada region, which is the CFO, Christian Family Organization Cares. As you can see, if you're joining us on YouTube, we are flashing some pictures from that activity. We had different kinds of activities that were able, earlier we had the CWS crafting or children's worship service. We also had our CMDPS, of course, led by our brother Freddie Tan right there, help our brethren, check their sugars, their blood pressure. We also have different kinds of booths who are able to taste the different kinds of cuisines. We have performances. We had earlier, actually, we kind of missed out on it. We had some portraits taken for our brethren right there, and of course,
A lot of activities for the kids too. My family where they're this one's I think taken from the Phoenix event. So this is like a dry run of our main event tomorrow, which is caring for our community. This is caring for our brethren, members of our Christian family organizations. And they have a clothes
Clothes.
run,
some clothes, and
Care
of course care packages to help out with their
goodie bags
needs.
for the kids,
A lot of activities. So you can really tell that not only the parents or the officers enjoyed, but also the kids. We are also now seeing some photos coming from the CFO Cares in Colorado region.
Yes.
We have again, some blood pressure
Medical
checks right
checkup.
there. We have some performances as well. We cannot forget, of course, the food, and again, some CWS crafting, as you can see there in the table. I wonder what kind of crafts they were able to do in Colorado. So we'll get to know that more. But we also
Definitely a
had-
lot of fellowship and camaraderie over there. So
I
thank you
think-
to all brethren.
Yes, we also saw like a free haircut there, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, we are also joined by the New Mexico region. They also had their own CFO Cares in
New
their
Mexico.
own region. Yes, we have this. I think in Albuquerque specifically. And
Choose
of
in
course,
Arizona.
we can't forget our last one, Arizona, our fifth state right there. We also had our CFO Cares right there, as you can see. Oh, this is interesting. We also
Career
had
advice.
career
Nice.
advice. Wow,
For
that is
those
very
aspiring
helpful.
professionals we have there.
Yes, we
A lot
also
of resources.
definitely helpful, especially for those starting a job or trying to step up in
Transition.
their career.
Salt Lake City.
And last but not the least, of course, we have Utah, specifically in Salt Lake City Chapel. They were able to do their CFO Cares as well. Same thing, we had our medical checkups, our performances. We have some good food.
Food, of course.
Our care packages, our crafting for the kids to keep them, busy, as well as we kind of do our own thing with the booth. So definitely a lot of fun and a lot of experiences that we were able to do. We could also, I guess, consider this as family hour.
Yeah,
as well,
it
right?
is. And brotherhood, solidifying the brotherhood as well, Sister Nikki. And again, this is like a dry run for the huge event that is about to happen in our district, Sister Nikki,
which is tomorrow. We're actually having a big event here in the Nevada region, here in Las Vegas Chapel Compounds, our Care for Humanity. So we have been preparing for this. I'm pretty sure Brother Ferdy himself and all the officers that he is leading have been preparing for this. We'll have different kinds of booths, some care packages that we can give out to help out with your daily needs. We'll also have, if I'm not mistaken, some medical checkups as well.
Yeah, Brother Freddie, tell us about the project that CMDPS will be contributing for tomorrow, Paul.
For CMDPS po, we have asked the different officers of the CMDPS in other regions also to do at least three things po: the blood pressure check, the blood sugar check, and then the body mass index, or where we check your height and your weight po. At least we will be able to tell you whether you're on the normal ideal body weight, or a little bit overweight, or a little bit really obese po.
Oh, okay. I wonder if I think for me I'm underweight. I've always
You want to take? I can give you mine. We can donate it like that, right?
But yeah, again, a lot of good things, and a lot of
Mhm.
free things,
Yeah, and this is
books,
open to the entire community,
community, not
surrounding
only,
neighborhood
yes, not only
in
for
Las
our
Vegas.
brethren. You can also bring your guests with you, your friends, your family. Make it, a good Sunday affair and hang out with
Yeah.
the family. The kids will also be able to have fun in those. But just going back to our topic, actually,
Mhm.
leading by example again, for those who are just joining us, that is our topic discussion today. And just to close out, of course, we've heard a lot of experiences from Brother Ferdy, how he has come a long way, with his leadership. We want to also ask advice from him, of course,
Yeah.
throughout all that experience. So, Brother Ferdy, if someone were to be encouraged to, step up and lead, what's one small way that they can do to be able to be an effective leader?
How to be well.
So starting from when somebody is just starting, then we give them small tasks.
Mhm.
Then we don't want to really like give them a full responsibility and then they get burned out right away and then the mission fail or the task fail or something like that. So we know that when they're starting, they still don't doesn't have enough skills and informations when they're starting. So we just give them some small task for, and then so that at least like we depending on their particular experience also, then those are the way we try to slowly immerse somebody that really are interested in helping or in all the activities of the church po. Basically we start them slow and then starts going up po. Now for other people like basically the first we really need to see that enthusiasm, okay po.
Yes.
Although sometimes they don't have the enthusiasm but they think okay, I think I can help, okay, that's good enough. So
Yeah.
That's a good start.
Wanting to
that's good
help.
enough
Yes.
because
Yeah.
not everybody are really like fully like motivated,
Mhm.
like because sometimes they don't really know, they are half a little bit. No, that's not good enough. So and then sometimes the timing is also important also. Sometimes they during that time in their life that they really have to take care of all other stuff personally and then family wise. We completely understand, and then maybe in the future we can use them, we can they can contribute. Those are the things basically you think at the back of the mind, hey, someday this person will be able to help, then we'll keep that in mind, and then at the right time at the right place, then we'll give them those tasks. So that at least like um, I don't like the idea that you already like predetermine, okay, that's person is not fully motivated, I don't like him, something like that. So yeah,
Mm.
all of us, we don't start right away with fully convinced, fully motivated, like me, like what had happened to me. I'm not really like fully motivated right away that okay, I wanted to become an officer right away or something like that. So uh, when a little bit of interest is there, and then at least we convince them that hey, there is something that you can do to help, especially with all the different multiple activities that the church have, then that will be good enough. And then once they started once they start feeling that they are doing something in that are really like what we call purposeful and contributing to all the activities that we have, then later on they will be able to help further and maybe become leaders in the future.
Yes.
Yeah, 100% agree,
Mhm.
Sister Nikki. And I like how Brother Freddie mentioned like it's all about the willingness to help because
Mhm.
that's where we all started, right?
Yeah.
We wanted to help, but sometimes it's daunting to lead right
Mhm.
away. So I like how he said, slowly give them tasks and maybe,
Yes.
it grows into them and
Mhm.
start stepping up and start leading as
Yeah,
well.
because
I like
sometimes
that too.
it's just getting over that first time experience,
Yeah.
and then when how to do it, then it
And
gets
you're
better.
ready.
Yes,
Yeah.
it slowly
You'll
gets
know.
better. So I agree, and I love how Brother Ferdy's super consistent with
Mhm.
how he was sharing with us his experience with leadership. It's like, purposeful,
Yeah.
because if you are served with a purpose, you have that purpose in yourself, you'll have all the characteristics that need behind you. So again, serve with a purpose, and that for us as members of the Church of Christ as well, we are serving for our Almighty God with the purpose of,
Mhm.
you know, being with Him, in like the holy
Exactly.
city. So hopefully one day, we'll be able to be there. But of course, for now, this is what we can do. By
Yeah.
again, one of the things is again tomorrow we are gonna be having our activity, Care for Humanity. So please bring your friends, family, your coworkers, your daughters, your children's friends.
Yeah.
They can have so many things that they will be able to enjoy
Or
for their
just show
Sunday.
up and connect to other brethren.
Mhm.
Maybe sometimes our presence means a lot too.
Yes.
Like just to, you know, talk to people who are there,
Mhm.
introduce your faith. Sometimes it does a lot, and
Yeah.
it can spark a lot of
Yes.
things
That's
too.
a lot of
So
impact.
yeah, join us. We'll have fun.
Yes, we will most definitely do. But again, we want to thank our brother Ferdy Tan for joining us for
Thank you
today. Thank you
po.
so much for all you do, not only for your household, of course, for your profession, but most especially for in helping us
Mhm.
lead the organizations here in the District of Mountain States.
And
of
again, you know the deal, brother, that this is not the last time.
course- yes, it's our resident
There'll be
resident
more.
guest.
Resident guest, resident
Resident guest
doctor,
here.
resident leader here on
Yes.
the show.
All right. But of course, we cannot also forget to thank our live chat
Mhm.
right here that also joined us and said their hellos. Of course, we have another one from Sister Kit the Boo. Happy watching, Pa Brother, and hashtag SLV. Also, Ka Norma, or Sister Norma says, perfect topic for Ka Ferdy because he is always humble.
Aw.
Thank you po.
And Sister Ina also says, Happy Sunday,
Ate
everyone.
Ina.
Hello, Ate Ina. Wish you were here with us. Sister Rana also says, like, sends us hug emojis. Thank you for joining us, po. And of course, Brother Ron inviting everyone again to show up, and be there with
Mhm.
us at our Care for Humanity. Thank you again for joining us today. But before we close out, of course, leading by example is all about showing up the way you want others to through your actions, not
Mhm.
just our words. When people see us doing the work, staying true to our values, and while handling challenges with integrity, they're way more likely to follow your lead.
That's the buzzword right there.
Mhm.
Integrity.
Yes,
Love
that's
that.
what we've heard with our guests today.
Mhm.
So very, very inspiring. At the end of the day, though, leading by example isn't about being perfect. We are human beings, we are not perfect.
Mhm.
It's about being consistent, honest, and willing. Again, we said this earlier,
Yeah.
willing to do the work and you expect from others. Because actions itself builds trust, and trust builds great teams.
Yeah, our topic, Sister Nikki, I can't help it, but to remember our church administration who leads us with example. They
Mhm.
do all the hard work before they even, encourage us to
Mhm.
like chip in and do our part. We are not forced to perform our
Mhm.
duties. We do it out of heart because we see how they lead us with heart, with the intention solely to serve our Almighty
Yes,
God.
and I'm pretty
So
sure
yeah,
the
thank you both.
services that we do as well is not even half
Mhm.
of what they do for the entire church,
Yeah.
because our church is worldwide. There's a lot of local congregations, a lot of brethren, different continents. So we appreciate them, po.
Hi, Eduardo. I don't know how he does the travel. I remember going to Philippines and 2 weeks later, I'm still jet lagged. But you will see him traveling from a country to
Yes.
another just to make sure all brethren are okay, safe, and taken care of. Yeah.
Mhm.
Brother Ferdy, any messages for final shout out, takeaway that you want to leave off?
To all our fellow brethren po, don't be afraid that if you have been offered a certain task, I would say task first, not
Mhm.
really like an office.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Basically po, of course you have to think over about this, but there are a lot of things that you can contribute There are a lot of things that you can help, especially with the Christian family organizations. If you're Buklod, you're Kadiwa, or CWS, there's a room for you here in these multiple organizations. There's a role for you to fill in this particular Christian family organization. So all of us are needed in order to continue helping our church administrations to take care of fellow brethren, in order to lead them by example, and in order to really like facilitate or to be the arm of the church administrations to further edify and missionize the rest of the world. So yes, there are still available slots for you here in Christian family organizations in
Yeah.
INC Radio. So
Yes.
there we don't have any, we have a lot of vacant offices for.
And
So
it's actually, Brother Ferdy, it's an opportunity for us to show up and, be rewarded for
Mhm.
our services to our Almighty God, because we're not doing this just to please people, right? We're
Yes.
that's
doing
correct.
this for
Most
God to be pleased
especially.
and for us to be blessed. So
Yes.
grab the opportunities and,
Yes.
join us.
Very well said, Brother Ferdy, and of course, at the mind. But just a quick time check. It is now 4:51. Actually, we
So
are
quick.
running out of time. The time went by so quick. But of course, before we close out our show, we cannot forget to say our thank yous to these very special people. Starting off, of course, with our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our CEO and president of CEBSI and CFO coordinator, Brother Angelo Eranio Manalo, our executive producer, Brother Manly Andaya, our district minister in the District of Mountain States, Brother Barrington I. Thompson, our assistant district minister, Brother Oliver Canlas, our CFO overseer, Brother Jay Canlas, and of course, all our district multimedia team in the District of Mountain States, and most especially all of our avid viewers and
Team Light
listeners of INC Radio. Unfortunately, that is all the time that we have
know.
for
That
this
was
Saturday. Of course, you can still join us next Saturday, same time, 4 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Mountain time, here on INC Radio Mountain States. Again, that is all the time that we have for today. Please continue to support all of our shows here on INC Radio DZEM 954 as we continue changing lives
Through God's words. Doc, do you have any greetings before we let you go?
To my wife, I love you.
Yeah, Sister Ruby.
Just Ruby.
We hope you heard that. Of course, thank you, Paul, for all of our viewers and
Join us,
listeners for
Kuya
today.
Ron, director. Thank you,
you,
Paul. Thank you for your
everyone.
time.
Thank you for your tech for everything.
Up next is INC Radio.
Yes.